Hi there, it's Tim here from Signage Live, and today we're going to be looking at using digital signage for your back office and what the benefits are. Back office content is a huge amount of where digital signage exists nowadays. You're probably typically familiar with the digital signage that you see out in retail spaces or kind of more front of house corporate communications or storefronts or QSRs, wherever that might be. A huge amount of digital signage is actually hidden away behind the scenes for staff members to use, with actual customers or clients not being able to see that digital signage. And why is that? So today what we're going to do is delve into some of the benefits and features of back office digital signage. So the first piece is company and corporate culture, being able to deliver the message of who you are as a company to your staff on a continuous and regular basis. This is a kind of communication that you're not going to receive via email or text message or Slack, because it has to be consistent. It has to be a message that everyone within your team has picked up and starts building upon. So when we start looking at digital signage for things like corporate culture, it allows you to slowly drip feed the branding, the coloring, the core messaging, the mission statements, and things that are going to actively change the way that your staff are approaching your company, are understanding what their roles and responsibilities are on a very regular and consistent basis. With the way that Signage Live works, it allows you to start deciphering those messagings from being more company culture alongside all of the other messaging that you want. So you may have a situation where some of the screens are very much showpiece elements that sit behind, let's say, for example, a retail space. As an example, actually, when I went and applied for a job at the Disney store, there was a sign that came in just as you're about to enter the floor saying, you know, put on a smile, you're about to go on show, and that was very much their company culture. So if you look at building upon that brand and being able to deliver the exact same customer experience, these much bigger enterprise solutions, company culture is very, very important to them. Being able to deliver exactly the same message and having the same experience from a global level or different regional levels, and being able to deliver that messaging and how staff should behave or react, or really what the company mantra is. The other one is improving your employee engagement, being able to communicate softly with your staff without it seeming like a one-to-one direct message with them. It may be things about how, you know, behaviors need to be, or it may be HR representative information. It may be something just understanding the way that staff are behaving, being able to deliver that message in a nice and friendly manner across a broad spectrum of screens so it doesn't feel like it's being targeted to one individual. It helps being able to highlight the communication requirements that you have to have as a company to understand what your roles and responsibilities are, but being able to do that on a broader scale so it feels more of an open communication. It also gives you the opportunity to highlight what staff feel, being able to give them that space to deliver updated messaging, highlight key successes, highlight staff successes, and actually deploy that and with the rest of the team's kind of visibility, and making sure everyone's on the same page in which way the company is heading. It also goes a long way to talk about engagement and doing things like enabling staff to be aware of achievements from other staff members, or being able to promote what's been going on within the staff teams. For example, if you've had a recent promotion internally, being able to highlight that so other staff members are aware. The next one, and a big one, is gamification, especially if you're in a sales team environment, or somewhere where you've got a lot of sales going on directly, being able to utilize those screens to deploy success rates, who's hit their targets this month, who is the top seller, being able to actually take that data and promote it. And with the power of things like secure dashboards, you can not only do that in a kind of soft touch way with showing images of the staff members that have succeeded, but actually displaying core metrics from your BI services like Power BI or Tableau, whatever it might be that you're using, and actually deploying that to your digital signage, even if you've got multiple regions or locations, because of the way that secure dashboards delivers that message. The next one is next level training, especially when we're looking at larger entities. How do we train our staff to make sure that our messaging is identical across each location? Let's take, for example, a cafe or a chain of coffee restaurants. I'm sure you can think of one. Now, what you can do is actually take the digital signage, which is predominantly displaying, let's say, menu items or coffee items that are on sale that day. However, when the store closes, you can actually start using the remote on the screens to play video content that might be relevant to them from a training perspective, or HR representative, or whatever it might be, being able to enable that. And you can also have that scheduled in the back end. So numbers 1 to 3 on your remote will trigger training videos. Number 4 to 6 will be more independent branded videos for HR. It's completely up to you. You can pre-program that on a large scale. So actually you can deliver your training sessions for every single location by the push of a button, which a manager on site can do when they need to. The next one on there is better health and safety. So for example, if we're sitting in a location which has a lot of heavy goods or caustic materials, whatever it might be, being able to use our digital signage to continuously drip feed that health and safety information that we have to do from a security perspective and from a safety perspective to make sure that they understand what the risks are, how to negate those risks, and being able to make sure that signing off that you have delivered that message in a very broad and very clear, defined way. Using digital signage to do that helps deliver that message far more easier than going in and having regular meetings. It will be a continuous source of information. Another thing that we're often asked about with digital signage for communication is actually real-time communication. Being able to schedule your content to deploy at a specific time when you know, let's say, staff are having a whole meeting, whatever that might be. In fact, some entities have gone as far as to make a live web stream that turns on at, let's say, 9 o'clock in the morning. Everyone just connects around the screens and they watch the live stream from the CEO or the CTO or whoever's doing their demonstration that day. You can then also schedule your stream to stop automatically using a feature called web triggers and delivering that through services like OBS, YouTube Live, whatever, IBM Video, whatever it might be from your streaming service, but actually having that scheduled to automatically trigger and then stop once that recording or that live stream has finished will help you engage in a really one-to-one basis from a very, very large spectrum. The other one on there is infotainment and entertainment. Obviously, you want to make sure that your workspace is something that's engaging for your employees, whether it be from them doing work or meetings to their downtime when they're having lunch breaks or they're pausing or whatever they're doing, just sitting down in a break room to have a chat. Being able to utilize those screens for those periods of time where it delivers things like latest news, events. You can actually feed TV in through this, so a portion of your screens might be, the latest football game that's going on, whilst around those surrounds it's still delivering your corporate messaging as a brand awareness exercise and making sure that the staff are aware of what's going on within the company whilst also enjoying their downtime. So they're kind of the high level pieces when we're talking about back office digital signage, and this really does span across a range of different verticals. This is no one size fits all. You've got corporate communications, this could be for entertainment, it could be for stadiums or sporting events, or even down to QSR or retail as well. So there's really no one size fits all for this. It's all about understanding what you want to get out of your digital signage, starting with the content that you want to deliver, and understanding where the benefits of that will be. Well, digital signage will really highlight how to make this easier for you, especially for those communication pieces that you need to be continuous and well understood and well versed within the company. If you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.